Speedcast. Okay. VonIvan's moving down here into the cutoff point. You know, volley fire going out. Looks like the Volks Grenadiers will get suppressed. Pinned. Oh, but the rear echelon troops are going to be forced to retreat. Looks like VonIvan will be focusing down the fighting position with his Sturm Pioneers. Meanwhile, Romeo moving up with his lieutenant, hitting the field. Probably means he's rushing a utility car. If we check, yes, there it is. Halfway done. Going to be hitting the field very soon. Very soon. Sturm Pioneers do manage to finish off the fighting position, surprisingly enough. The Rifle Blob is moving up, forces away the Sturm Pios, managed to catch that Volks Grenadier squad out of position, and they will get wiped. Second squad being caught out of position, and I'm not sure if it's going to get away. No, it definitely isn't going to. Look at that pro blocking by Romeo, and the second squad gets wiped. Of course, now Romeo's going to flub a little bit here, not really sure what he wants to do with these squads, just kind of standing around while he micros his utility car. Man, I thought Romeo was pro, but I guess not. Oh, but maybe he'll redeem himself. Look at this incredibly pro micro of the M20 utility car, totally showing up a Raketenwerfer and a Volks Grenadier squad, taking no damage. Very nice. Also, meanwhile, he is capturing the northern area with his squads, but VonIvan is about to counterattack with a somewhat moderate force here. Two Volks Grenadiers and a Sturm Pio squad. Utility car moving up to retaliate. Gets a couple of kills on this Volks Grenadier squad. Very nice. Taking position behind the fence. Lieutenant will be forced to retreat, but the utility car counterattacks and forces a retreat in kind. Meanwhile, Romeo continues to harass in the south, but he needs to keep that squad active and moving. He needs to shift quick his orders. Definitely an area he can improve. We do see an M20 utility car mine going down here. Rifleman taking up a position in green cover, firing on the Volks Grenadiers, forcing yet another retreat from VonIvan's light anti-tank presence. And we do have a doctrine chosen from VonIvan. We have Fallschirmjäger hitting the field here. Although that first squad didn't make much of an impact, and it is pretty much immediately forced off the field by Romeo's lieutenant and Rifleman. So Rifleman will maintain control of the cutoff. Meanwhile, VonIvan has a pretty strong amount of harassment going in towards the south. Rifleman in the north giving Romeo control of that half of the map. VonIvan blobbing pretty hard here in the middle, going to force a retreat from Romeo's paratroopers, so that will be airborne doctrine chosen by Romeo. No surprises there. Rifle squad gets caught out of position, but fortunately Von was too lazy to chase and it does get away. Utility car heads back to the base for repairs, and now Romeo's the one who's blobbing, sending a giant blob spurter straight back to his cutoff, forcing a retreat from some Volks Grenadiers there, possibly inflicting heavy losses on this Volks Grenadier squad, caught pretty badly out of position, although it looks like they will be able to get away just fine. The utility car is also continuing to move around, continuing to lay mines all over the map, and hopefully some of VonIvan's vehicles will be hitting those. We do have Rifleman taking up a position in the house here. Volley fire going out again, suppressing the Sturm Pios and the Fallschirmjäger. Very nice use of volley fire there, but unfortunately it's too much for the Riflemen to take, and they are forced to retreat. M20 utility car inflicts a few losses before also being forced to retreat. Airborne trying to go around for a flank. Nice three-way flank on those Volks Grenadiers there, forcing a retreat from one squad, but unfortunately, due to a very nice play by VonIvan here on Romeo's retreat point, Romeo loses a full squad of paratroopers and has to make a full retreat off the map, losing all map control. And it seems that all may be lost for Romeo, but fortunately Romeo does have a Sherman coming on the field as well as a machine gun to help counter this giant blob of infantry. And hopefully that Sherman will be able to turn the tide. We'll see VonIvan's infantry position just about horribly for the upcoming HE rounds. They are equipped. Here it comes. Oh, nice opening shot, inflicting 6 kills in one shot. 2 more. Utility car chasing. Raketenwerfer in the building won't be enough to stop it. Fallschirmjäger squad down. Volks Grenadier squad down. Second Volks Grenadier squad down. Third Volks Grenadier squad down. And another Fallschirmjäger squad down. And a Raketenwerfer decrewed. What a massive play. Romeo just brought himself back into the game. Holy shit. Romeo is fucking amazing. I wish I could be as cool as that guy. He continues his rampage across the south side of the map, but VonIvan, since he's playing an overpowered as fuck faction, suddenly has a giant army again and will be counterattacking back towards the middle, attempting to get revenge for all of his fallen squads. Volks Grenadiers force back some stuff up here. Raketenwerfer circling back around towards the center, where they will find Romeo Sherman. Unfortunately, VonIvan is placing them pretty poorly. Not sure what he's doing here, and he will be forced away once again. Romeo actually going to chase into the base, attempts to take a few shots on the wounded squads, but unfortunately he's not able to inflict any losses there. He does make yet another retreat. We also have the M20 utility car moving up, continuing to look for places to mine, but VonIvan's Panther has just hit the field. Unfortunately, there really are no M20 mines in the immediate vicinity, and Romeo will be forced to make a retreat. We also have Romeo apparently pinning a Volksgrenadier squad up there. I didn't know that happened, but okay. M20 continues to maneuver around randomly, and it looks like Romeo was not very well prepared for that Panther, and he's going to have to think about a way to counter that. Looks like he is trying to plant a mine, but Panther certainly has no intention of driving over it. The riflemen are going to damage the Panther's engine once more. Meanwhile, Romeo is actually capturing most of the territory back up in the north, once again taking advantage of VonIvan's reduced forces. Hard push for the center. Kettenwerfers are also taking a little bit of light damage from Romeo's machine gun there in the church, but it will be getting flanked by this squad of Volksgrenadiers here. Fallschirmjäger also fighting some paratroopers garrisoned in the building, and wow, look at the damage on those paratroopers, even at pretty long range. It looks like Romeo may have misjudged his paratroopers' ability to win that engagement. Panther going in deep, gets his engine damaged once more. Romeo rotating his AT gun, firing through the hedges, doing massive damage. He evacuates the Sherman to drop aggro, and he steals the Panther. This could be huge, but unfortunately VonIvan immediately steals Romeo's AT gun. It looks like he could wipe his Sherman here too. Sherman desperately, furiously microwave wipes the Volk squad and the AT gun. Beautiful play by Romeo, taking out a Panther, losing really almost nothing, actually, I guess, if you think about it. Although he did have a Panther very briefly, and it's a shame that he wasn't able to take that for himself and use it to win the game. We do have a Kettenwerfer here. Oh, but it doesn't make it out of the building in time, and Romeo will be able to crew that Kettenwerfer for himself. Romeo sets up a pretty goddamn retarded retreat point right here. I honestly don't know what the fuck he's thinking, setting himself up in red cover like that. Like, seriously, how much effort would it take to just move behind that tree or something? Oh well, I guess he's a dumbass. He moves up here to charge these Obersoldaten, retreats his riflemen just in time, forcing away those Obersoldaten. He puts himself into position to fire upon the Schwerer Panzer headquarters here. He does have two Shermans on the field, but he carelessly loses his lieutenant, and for some reason evacuates the Shermans and gets back inside. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking there. The stolen anti-tank gun is doing pretty grievous damage to his tanks as well. He does wipe yet another squad of Fallschirmjäger. He is taking heavy damage from his own AT guns, though. His paratroopers are not able to decrew it in time. He does decrew this one. Nice squad wipe on the Obersoldaten there. He then tries to microwing against these Volksgrenadiers, and they get wiped by Thompsons in the house as soon as he gets out. Good God, Romeo is playing his ass off this game. Oh, but look, airborne assault, and everything Romeo has dies. That's awesome. Airborne assault kills a Sherman. He tried the Fallschirmjäger to drop in, wipe one squad. Almost two squads. And you probably think that ambulance is gonna wave, but guess what, folks? I don't fucking think so, because Fallschirmjäger are just too badass. Hell no. Meanwhile, over here in the south, we do have American squads trying to take some map control back. But unfortunately, the waves of elite infantry prove too much for the harassing squads. We do have major riflemen and Thompson-equipped paratroopers moving up here. This could be a close engagement, and grenade gets thrown, but fortunately the Thompsons are just too much for those pussy-ass Fallschirmjäger, and they get wiped.
Ready to provide support.
And he will be reinforcing those paratroopers in his base. Meanwhile, VonIvan has a pretty strong force of infantry down here. We actually have a second Panther hitting the field. Boom! Hits an M20 mine right in front of an AT gun. What a noob-ass little bitch Panther. Wow. What was that thing thinking? Destroyed just about immediately. Now Romeo's in a pretty strong position up here in the north. We do have Fallschirmjäger being set up in the house to try and clear the AT guns, but they're doing massive damage to the Schwerer Panzer HQ. However, there's only 5 points remaining. Romeo will be desperately forced to scramble for the victory points, or he will lose the game. We do have the Major continuing to cap as well. The Fallschirmjäger in the house dealing heavy damage to the riflemen defending. They'll probably get wiped. Yes, there they go, unfortunately. The AT gun's also probably going to get cleared. Romeo trying to manage too much stuff at once, trying to get control of the map back. VonIvan will be forced away there by the Thompson paratroopers, which should be able to place a pretty strong hold on the central victory point. Sherman moves up to retake the northern victory point, but Romeo really needs to get out of his Sherman and retake that point. He doesn't have time to be moving over there with his majors so slowly. Meanwhile, we also have infantry taking the south victory point, and it looks like Romeo just ran out of time. If only he had taken that northern victory point with his vehicle crew instead of moving his Sherman down towards the middle. Or really just done anything just a tiny bit better. Probably could have won this game. Just one tiny mistake that he had not made anywhere in those 34 minutes. He probably could have won, but unfortunately he's just a goddamn noob. Goddamn.